Okay, it's me, Jennifer Anderson. Happy Tuesday. It is Rockstar Rally Day, my favorite day of the week. Time when I get to spend it with all of you. I'm Jennifer Anderson, Superstar Director of Radiant Rockstars. And tonight we're talking all about simplicity. And do you know how this came about, actually? Because last night we had our monthly director call, which if you're not a director yet, directors and above, we have a monthly Zoom call that we do together, where we all share ideas. And as I was listening to all of these incredible directors talk and share ideas, there was a common theme amongst everyone, and it was the fact that they had simplified their business or dialed their business back to sort of the basics, and they feel good, they feel better, it's working more for them. And let me just tell you guys, honestly, people who feel good build great businesses, okay? People who don't feel good don't build great businesses. And so there's something to be said for doing things in your life and business that make you feel good and that make you happy. And happy people build great businesses. And I've always believed that simplicity is the key to building a really great business, but that was echoed and brought to light even more by all of our directors last night as we were talking. Every single person who talked said, I was feeling this way, or I was stale in my business, or something had kind of plateaued. And then I decided I'm going to go back to the basics. I'm going to simplify. I'm going to remove all the junk, all the fluff. And here I'm seeing this great success. And here I'm feeling better. And so I thought to myself, look, if directors and above have been feeling this way or going through that, hello, we all are, probably everyone is. And so this whole thing is brought to you by them and all of the amazing ideas that all of our directors shared last night. So also, get to directors who can be in our director Zooms because they're awesome. Get to directors who can come to Rockstar Retreats because it's awesome, okay? Get to directors who can come to Cabo and do all the fun, cool things that directors get to do. So before I dive in, I wanted to shout out a couple of incredible things that are happening. First of all, so what even is this day? It's the 6th of October, and Marnie O'Keefe has over 4,000 PRV this month already, in 6 days. And let me give special shout outs to these people who are over 2,000 PRV by the 6th day of the month. And that is Jeannie Bono, director; Amanda Halsey, director; Amy Duretti, director; Carolyn Libby, star consultant; Courtney King, star consultant; Jillian Matazzaro, star consultant; your girl right here, Janelle Gretarek, director. All of these people over 2,000 PRV in 6 days into the month. And some of these people are almost to 3,000. Like, it's just amazing what you guys are doing. By the way, so many people incredibly close to 2K. The list of people over 1,000 is too long to even begin to try and tell you. People are recruiting. You're growing your teams. Katie Mogensen has 3 new recruits in 6 days. She had 6 recruits last month and promoted to director. Amber Webb, 2 new recruits. So it's just freaking insane. You guys are amazing. I love you. I'm proud of you. And I'm so lucky that I get to do this with you. But let's talk about simplicity tonight. Let's talk about simplicity. So simplicity is, in my opinion, the key to what I call duplication in this business. And if you've ever listened to any training or been on Rockstar Rally before, you've heard me talk about duplication. What duplication is basically when people want your job or people want your title and they want to do what you do, and you help them build businesses and you help them become successful, right? Duplication is what's needed in order for you to promote to director and then beyond. In order for you to get to the director, star director, superstar director level, duplication is the name of the game. But in order to get duplication in your business, everything you do has to be simple. Simple, simple, simple. And again, this was echoed last night by all of our incredible directors, the need for simplification in your business. So there are 4 areas that I think that you should be focused on in your business that bring simplicity, but I want to talk about a couple other things first. So when we're looking at simplifying your business, you have to know this, guys. Your own business has to come first. I don't care if you are an essential certified consultant or you're a superstar director. I don't care if you're doing this for 10 minutes, 10 weeks, or 10 years. Your own business has to come first. That means your sales, your recruiting, your booking, all of these things. You've heard me say this before. Maybe you haven't. Maybe it's just never clicked for you and it is now, but your own business has to come first because for a few reasons. One, if you're empty or dry, you can't help others and you can't lead others. Okay. Number two, you guys all know I believe in leading by example. And wouldn't you agree that's the best way to lead? Aren't those the kind of leaders that you want to follow? People who lead by example and do the things, and they don't just tell you to do the things, they also do the things. Your own business has to come first. You have to be a seller. You have to be a recruiter. You have to be a booker. You have to be having conversation. You have to be doing all these things. So in my business, what that looks like is I take the first week of every month and I focus on my own business. So I don't do any coaching. Okay. I still do ROCKSTAR RALLY because that's a commitment I made a long time ago that I would show up for you guys every Tuesday at 8:30, no matter what. And I made that commitment, but I don't do any coaching that week. I don't do a lot of posting on the team page. And if I do, it's a scheduled post maybe. And then I'll pop on to kind of like answer anything that I feel like needs to be answered. But on the first week of the month, I focus on my own business. And I've shared with you guys before, I take the first week of the month and I do all of my thank you mail for the previous entire month, okay? So this week in October, I'm doing all of my thank you mail for September. I actually don't do it every day. I don't do it every week. I do it once for the entire month, okay? So when I send out thank you packages or thank you mail or anything like that, I'm doing it at one time. For me, that's a way that I can simplify those actions in my business, okay? So the first week of the month is just me and my business. The last week of the month, it's half mentoring and coaching and half I take like the last 48 hours of the month, you know, month-end magic, okay? I don't do a lot of team stuff during month-end magic. I, again, focus on my own business. I'm front-loading my calendar for the next month. I'm wrapping up my parties. I'm having joint conversations, trying to flip, doing the follow-up, all those things, making sure I'm set up for the next month. So your own business has to come first. That's a big part of simplicity. When you are talking about coaching, which is one of the pieces that we'll talk about later, you know, and actually I'm just going to cover that later. Hold on. So another, another thing that I think is important in simplifying your business is reducing your to-do list. Okay. How many of you have a to-do list? Is it ever like never ending, always full? You never get everything done on your to-do list, like every day of your life, right? So to-do lists can be a blessing and a curse. Like they can be beautiful because they can, you know, help you feel productive and like you're checking things off and make you feel accomplished. But how many times have you caught yourself adding something to your to-do list that maybe you don't even really need to do, but it makes you feel busy or makes you feel like you're doing something important, or it makes you feel important, right? Guys, I've done this. That's the only reason I'm even saying that is because I've done this and I still struggle with that sometimes. Sometimes when I make a to-do list, I have to look and edit it and say, wait, is this actually an income producing activity? Is this an IPA? Okay. Is this something that's really going to move my business forward? Is this something that's really going to help me? Do I need to do this? To-do lists are never ending. So we have to reduce them. We have to reduce them. We have to reduce and prioritize what goes on our to-do list and choose what's really important, what deserves to be there, and what doesn't. So let's talk about the 4 areas. Okay, I call them the 4 puzzle pieces until I come up with another cool name for them. They're still the 4 puzzle pieces because I don't have any other cool name for them yet. But the 4 puzzle pieces that I believe make up a great business, and these are the only areas you should really focus on in your business. This is how you simplify. Anything else other than these is fluff, and you don't need it. You shouldn't do it, okay? The first puzzle piece is PRV and sales. Okay, there are 4 areas in your business that you need to focus on. This is number 1, PRV and sales. All 4 of these areas are needed in order to build a great business, whether you want to be an essential certified consultant, lead consultant for life, or you want to work to getting superstar director and life-changing income. That's up to you. Same 4 puzzle pieces no matter what. PRV and sales. Under PRV and sales, income producing activities that support that would be follow-up, parties. I don't care if that's online, home, basket parties, on the go, doesn't matter. Events, fundraisers, and then also booking. Okay, because booking is an important activity. You can't have parties without booking parties. You can't have events without booking events. And so while like doing the action of booking or having conversations might not be like actual dollars in your wallet at the moment, it's a necessary income producing activity under that PRV and sales, okay? The second puzzle piece is recruiting, sponsoring. These are the activities under this recruiting and sponsoring puzzle piece that you need to do in order to keep your business simple and it growing. Host flipping. Flipping your hosts. And I think we forget about this all the time, and it is the most valuable and, in my mind, simplest way to recruit. Host flipping. Earnickets, okay, which are similar to host flipping. When you flip a host, you're actually giving them the PRV from the party. Sometimes you don't flip the host, they just do the earnicket. Lifestyle recruiting. If you don't know what that means, or you're like, what the heck is lifestyle recruiting? I want you to go to YouTube and I want you to search Katie Farner, Lifestyle of Recruiting. One of the best recruiting videos of all time, okay? Lifestyle of Recruiting. I want you to go watch that and decide and figure out what that means for you. Basically, lifestyle recruiting is, like we've talked about several times before, wearing your Scentsy goggles, right? Like always looking for opportunities to bring people into the fold, help meet people's needs with a Scentsy business opportunity. Attraction marketing is part of recruiting. That's another income producing activity. And again, if you don't know what attraction marketing is, you need to go do the research and figure out what that is and how you can make that work for you and your business. And the other thing is just straight up recruiting conversations. Those are the income producing activities under this puzzle piece of recruiting. The third puzzle piece is coaching and training, okay? It's really important that when you build a team, you are coaching and training your downline. Now, that looks different for every person. That looks different for every person who joins your team because their needs are different. Okay, if someone just wants to join for the discount or they just want to join to help their friends and family get Scentsy, the amount of coaching and training you provide them is going to be totally different than someone who says, I want to make $500 a month, or I want to make $1,000 a month, or I want to earn a free trip, right? Coaching and training is different. It has to be tailored for every person who joins your team. In coaching and training, there's a few ways you can do it. You can do one-on-one coaching, which is what we call coaching calls. Patricia Morrow, new Superstar Director, last night just actually told us that she calls hers success sessions, which I freaking love that. I love it. It's much less intimidating than like the word coaching call. I'm also a big fan of alliteration, so I loved success sessions so much. So you can do them one-on-one like that. You can do group coaching and training via a team page on Facebook, via a group Zoom where everyone in your team comes together on a Zoom. You can do group coaching and training sessions in person. If you have local team, then you guys can get together and talk about what's happening in Scentsy, what's happening in your business. And then the other piece of this puzzle is who do you train and coach, okay? Because as you start to build your business and as you start to recruit and build your team and they build their team and they build their team, the lines get a little bit blurred and you're like, well, who do I coach, right? I'm just going to tell you this. It's idyllic to think that you should just only coach your front line and they'll coach their front line and they'll coach their front line and they'll coach their front line. It just doesn't always work that way, okay? Because not everyone's in the business for the same reason. Sometimes people's hearts aren't in it. Sometimes people have people join their team and they weren't ready or they weren't interested in that. So it's a nice idea to say only coach your frontline and teach them to do the same. But guys, sometimes you have a rock star underneath the front line or underneath the front line. And guys, it's okay to reach down and work with those people. Okay. In fact, I want to encourage you to do that. I want to encourage you to do that. If you see a rock star anywhere within your organization, work with them, help them, coach them. I think it's really super duper important. It's not duplicatable to work with everyone, okay? Because as your team grows, it's not possible for you to know everyone and coach every single person in your organization. But it is duplicatable to work with people who want to be worked with and work with the rock stars that you recognize in your downline, teaching them to do the same thing. That is totally duplicatable, okay? The other thing is, as far as like coaching and training goes, if you throw it out to your frontline or your team and like one person is interested, don't get discouraged. That's normal. If one person is interested in working with you in that regard, work with that one person and then go keep recruiting until you find more people who are interested in growing a business. Okay? That is the secret sauce. The fourth puzzle piece is personal development. And this sounds bananas and it sounds crazy, like how is personal development helping me build a business? But I promise you, this is actually the foundation on which your business is built. This is actually the foundation on which you create a legacy and create something really, really big. And if you forget this piece or neglect this piece, you will find success for a little bit, but it will likely crumble later on down the road. It will likely fall apart or you will likely freak out, okay? And again, I'm only saying this because I neglected that piece and this is something that I didn't have in order and I've seen it happen time and time again, okay? Andrea Keene is echoing what I'm saying. Andrea Keene is a boss at personal development. She's so good at it. She gets up early, gets it done, like makes it a priority in her life and in her business. And Andrea double promoted from director to superstar director last month. So I'd say she's worth listening to, right? She went from a director to a star director to a superstar director all in the same day. Okay. Totally, totally important. Personal development is the foundation. Don't neglect it. Don't forget it. Make it a priority. I don't care if that means you have to get up early or you stay up late. I'm not telling you what to do. You do what works for you. I like to get up early. Okay. Staying up late is not in my DNA. Being focused late is not in my DNA. I can be like a vegetable, half asleep on the couch at night. That's my DNA. But I can focus at 5 a.m. if I get up and have coffee and nothing else is happening in my house. I can do my personal development then, okay? You got to do what works for you. Maybe that's on your lunch break from your work. Maybe that's while you work out at the gym or walk outside. I mean, it's different for every single person. Just make sure you make it a priority and do it for you. That includes podcasts, reading books, and I mean books that are like head work and heart work, but also books that help your business, direct sales books, recruiting books, business books, okay? This also includes, if you're a director and above, the Monday leadership call. This includes the Tuesday training call from Scentsy. This includes ROCKSTAR RALLY on Tuesday nights. If you can't make it live, watch the recording. This is all personal development. This includes, if you're an SSD, the Wednesday Superstar Director call with Scentsy. Okay, this includes all of these things. This includes inspirational quotes. This includes having people in your life who point you to in the right direction. This includes having an accountability partner. All of these things are part of personal development and you can't neglect them. Guys, those are the 4 puzzle pieces. Anything else in your business is fluff. Okay? Anything else in your business is fluff. So if you're doing something in your business that doesn't fall under one of those categories, it's not simple. It's not simple. And here's the thing with running a simple business. If your business is complicated, your downline is never going to look at you and say, I want her job. I want her title. I want to do what she does. Your downline will never look at you and say that if your business is complicated, if you're working too much, if you're too available, if you're too hardcore, if you're pressing your dreams and ideas on your downline and making it, hey, you have to do this because this is my dream, or this is going to help me earn a trip. Guys, it's not simple. It's not fun. It's not exciting. No one wants to do what you do if that's the way that you're running your business. 4 pieces, again, very, very simple. PRV and sales, number 1. Number 2 is recruiting and sponsoring. Number 3, coaching and training. And number 4, personal development. Now, here's how you simplify your business and what you are doing in your business. Here's how you simplify it. Tomorrow, And every single day for the rest of this week, when you work your business, I want you to make a list and you're going to write down every single action that you take. Okay? Every action, whether it's you comment on a post, you send a message, you wrote this piece of mail, you went to the post office, you went to Target to get staging props for your warmers, right? Like everything that you do for your business, you have a recruiting conversation, you watch a training video, everything you do, you make samples, you design a postcard, you design a business card, you order something from Instagram, every single thing that you do for your business, you make a list. Okay. And basically you're going to do a self-eval of all of the actions that you take in your business. And then you're going to run them through the 4 puzzle pieces. You're going to go look back at every single action and you're going to say, does this fit into one of the pieces? Does this fit into one of the pieces? And if it doesn't, you're going to do one of 2 things. You're either going to toss it out and just forget about it. Your business will survive, I promise. Or number 2, you're going to edit that action so that it does fit into one of the puzzle pieces. Okay. Now let me give you this caveat. And this is actually something that my husband teaches. And this is not necessarily my idea, but I love it. And I think it's great. Don't put a limit on things that are fun for you. Okay. So you're going to have to do things in your business that are like big girl stuff, big boy stuff. Okay. It's part of running a business and being a CEO, like we talked about last week. You're going to have to do things that maybe aren't your favorite, just how it goes. But if there are things that you do in your business that you just love to do, and it makes you happy and it brings you joy and it also produces income, okay, don't put a time limit on those things and say, well, I have to do these other pieces in my puzzle, so I have to really cut this short or make this. Do the things that bring you joy and make you happy, because what did I say earlier? Happy people build great businesses. And if you're only doing things in your business that you feel like are drudgery or just like big girl tasks or big boy tasks or like the things that you don't necessarily want to do or that don't make you happy, then you're going to come to resent your business, right? You're going to come to get tired or you're going to get overwhelmed easy. Don't put a time limit on things that bring you joy and things that are fun for you. If making samples is fun for you and you're going to do the follow-up, which makes it an income producing activity, it is not an income producing activity if you only give out samples and don't ever do follow-up, by the way. It's a huge waste of time and money. But if making samples is fun for you and you're going to do the follow-up or you do the follow-up, then that's an income producing activity and you should just do that until your heart is content. If that's fun for you, do it. If making whiff boxes is fun for you, do it. If creating videos is fun for you, do it. If posting in your VIP page is fun for you and coming up with new content and scheduling things is fun for you, do it. Okay, do the things that bring you joy and make it fun for you, because fun, simple businesses are attractive. Fun, simple businesses are attractive. And this is both talking about to your downline looking at you, but also potential team members. Your business should be fun and simple for potential team members who are watching you. And guys, people are watching you. People, even if they don't like, even if they don't love, even if they don't comment, even if they've never bought anything from you, people are watching you. Do you know, last week I had a girl message me. She was a neighbor that we had at an old house 7 years ago. And I haven't talked to her in 7 years. She messaged me 2 weeks ago and she ordered 2 warmers, 6 bars, and a cleaning bundle. And then she said, you know, now I'm a stay-at-home mom, now I'm homeschooling my kids, and I'm thinking that I might like to do Scentsy as a side thing. She's been watching me for 7 years. I haven't talked to the girl in 7 years. But my business to her looks simple and fun, okay? People are watching you. Even the people that you don't think about, even the people that you have no idea of. So be on your game all the time, making sure your business is simple and fun, okay? Let's talk about real quick a couple of things that are not duplicatable in your business. Simplicity and duplication is the key to building a big, huge business that pays you forever. So this is things that aren't duplicatable. When people don't want your title, they don't want your job, they don't want to promote, okay? Anything that's complex. If your business is complex, if your systems are complex, your schedules, your coaching, if any of it is complex, it's not duplicatable. It has to be simple enough that any person can do it with any skill set, any education background from anywhere in the world, any gender, anything. It has to be teachable. You have to be able to teach it to someone. So if it's so complicated that you can't teach it or not everyone has the ability to do it, throw it out. Toss it out. Bye-bye. If you're doing a system in your business right now that like is overwhelming to you, guess what? It's going to be overwhelming to everybody else, okay? Throw it away or edit it to make it simple. The other thing that's not duplicatable is trying to do everything, okay? I feel like this is a woman thing too. Like all the women on here are like, oh yeah, that's me. I try and do it all, okay? Or we have this idea that like, well, I just do it best, so I better do it myself. Anyone else? Maybe that's a firstborn child trait. I don't know. I think that's the first one. Okay, some secondborns. Okay. You know, trying to do everything, guys, that just brings you stress, creates anxiety. You have to decide what's important. You have to decide what fits in the 4 puzzle pieces. You have to decide what actually brings you income in the end, because it's frankly impossible. You can do anything, but you can't do everything. You can do anything, but you can't do everything. Someone very wise once told me that you need to go ahead and hire out the things that you don't want to do or that are just a huge time suck for you. So whether that means hiring a cleaning lady or having your kids label the Scentsy bars, even if they go on crooked, okay? Or having your kids stamp the catalogs, even if it's not in the right place or it's not the way you would do it. Get help. Allow people to help you. Kids, neighbors, friends, spouses, find someone who wants to help you work your business and you can pay them in Scentsy. Okay? Find a neighbor's kid who wants to come label your bars and sort out your parties for you and you can pay them in free Scentsy. The other thing not duplicatable is making your business not fun, okay? When your business isn't fun, it's not duplicatable. You look stressed out, you look burnt out. It's easy to get a bad attitude or have a short fuse, right? When we're that way, when we aren't positive, when we're negative and we see the glass half empty, when we, when we have an arrows in mentality. If you guys are like, what's arrows in? I got another YouTube video for you. Go to YouTube and search Orville Thompson arrows out speech. Orville Thompson, he's our CEO, arrows out speech. It's basically a victim and a victor mentality. It's the difference between the two, and it's really amazing. Here's what's duplicatable: simple, fun, positive mental attitude. Simple, fun, positive mental attitude. You know what? That's like the most attractive thing in the world, especially because it's an election year. Okay? Especially because Facebook is an ugly place these days. Let's be real. Okay? And there's a lot of crap on social media and on our news and even like in your neighborhoods or where you live sometimes. There's a lot of crap. And so things that are simple, fun, and positive, people want that. That's attractive and duplicatable. And if you guys see in the comments, a couple of people are echoing, yes, I pay one of my babysitters in Scentsy. The best thing I ever did was get my sister to help me. Like 100%, get help. Get help for all of those things on your to-do list that either don't bring you joy or that take your time away from doing other things that are more important. Andrea Keene last night talked about simplifying her life, right? It's important that we simplify our business, but she said, I needed to simplify my life too, so that I could make time for my business and make it important. And she said, you know what? I enrolled my kids in school because she was homeschooling and it was, you know, it wasn't right for her. So she decided to simplify her life in that way. Whatever is right for you in your life, simplify your life, whether that's getting a cleaning lady or saying, you know what, I'm going to not commit to doing this group or being on this board or, right? All of these things, simplify your life so that it makes room for the things that are important to you. And maybe that important is just watching Netflix. Okay, I know that's Aikila's important thing. maybe that's your important thing. Maybe it's just watching Netflix or having some downtime. But guys, if you're overloaded and stressed out and your life isn't simple and your to-do list is too long, you can't do those things that you really love and that bring you joy. So simplicity is duplication, is big, successful businesses that pay you forever and ever and ever in big, big ways. It's the key. It's the key. So I'm going to stop the recording.